Welcome, good people of the internet. My name is Kaya. This is my first ever podcast. So I'll do a little bit of an introduction of myself. Basically, this podcast I am doing just so I can ramble into a microphone for a little while, since the people in my life don't really want to listen to me for that long. Just so you know, I'm a social media marketing coordinator. Social media is my specialty, but besides that, I have been on the internet for a long time, basically since I was born. So I was there for the wild west of internet memes, which were E-Bombs World, Funny Junk, anything and everything. I've been on Tumblr, Reddit, 4chan I try to avoid. But I am a meme connoisseur, I'm a digital native, and I specialize in social media. What these podcasts will probably consist of is just my line of work, anything I'm interested in. Social media marketing, probably a lot of memes, since I'm very interested in memes. So yeah, if you are interested in any of that, feel free to listen. I'm going to try to make it as interesting as possible. I tend to stumble over my words a little bit, so I don't know. I guess we'll see how this goes. For the first podcast today, I will be discussing the meme known as Uganda Knuckles. Now, Uganda Knuckles started popping up in December as a real meme, really blew up at the beginning of the year. It's been a nuisance, and it's been an interesting ride. So just to explain what it is, Knuckles is a character from Sonic the Hedgehog. He's known as sometimes Red Sonic, if you don't know the series that well. Basically, what happened is a YouTuber named Gregzilla was discussing the latest Sonic 2013 game known as Sonic Lost World. The drawing was literally shown for half a second, and it's a distorted, fat, cute version of Knuckles the Echidna. And the only thing that the character says is, "Oh no." That's it. It's on screen for about half a second. The video was actually posted at the beginning of 2017, so it's interesting that it's blowing up now. So that is where it started. The meme is a mixture of several different sources. One is the Ugandan movie Who Killed Captain Alex, which is an extremely low-budget movie that was made in 2010. It was made under $200, and there's a lot of memes that came from it, such as Do You Know the Way, Super Soldier, just a lot of random things. Basically, from that movie came a lot of other memes, especially in PUBG, the game where a lot of streamers will stream themselves live and get paid for it. There's a Twitch streamer named Forsen who commonly references various jokes from the Ugandan movie. His viewers will try to snipe and kill him, and while they do that, they reference different things. So sometimes you'll hear screaming such as blah, 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 which is really obnoxious. Sometimes you'll hear them just say super soldier or commander. It's just a lot of words in like Ugandan accents, but they do that to mimic Ugandan warriors and try to shoot him. The Knuckles meme also references a Vine called Why Are You Running?, in which a woman is running from a car, screaming, and a man comes out of the car asking, "Why are you running?" The Vine is of a clip from a Nigerian movie called Pretty Liars 1. I don't know how that got thrown in the mix, probably just a offensive mixture of African memes across the continent. But what really brought everything together was in September of 2017, a deviant artist named Titties Flyer uploaded a 3D model of the Ugandan Knuckles drawing based off of the YouTube video. Now, I just want to say that the Knuckles that was drawn was not intended to be Ugandan. I'm not really sure how the combination came together, but when it did, it hit hard, and it's the biggest meme for trolls in a while. After he created the 3D model and posted it, it was put into a game called VR Chat. Now, VR Chat is a game for virtual reality users. The VR Chat is basically like a room that you go into in the game. You can go to different areas and different worlds, but basically you're a user. You can pick different skins as long as somebody has made the skin for you, and you go around interacting with people. Now, this is the perfect playground for people to troll and annoy people, because you can hear people, you can interact with people, you can get spammed by people, you can get followed by people. It's definitely a game for 14-year-old boys who really just want to annoy people. So this is what happened, is Knuckles was put into the game. It's a very small creature, and a bunch of people got together, started using the skins, and started acting as they were a warrior tribe and started chasing people. Now, I was not aware of this because I don't have virtual reality. It's a little bit expensive. However, in December of 2017, there were a lot of videos posted of Uganda Knuckles. Excuse me, sorry. As I said, I'm not very good with words. So in the game, all of a sudden you would just see swarms of Uganda Knuckles. And they often chase people and ask them why they're running. They'll also ask, do you know the way, or do you know the way of the devil? They look for commanders and queens are just, if it's not a female version of Knuckles, it's a random anime girl with big boobs that they like. So they'll follow her around and worship her. For any people they deem non-believers or fake queens, they will spit, so you'll hear from large swarms of these creatures. And they will also click, like Zulu, so they'll go, and that's their form of communication. Also, their national anthem, as I've seen, is them just clicking for whatever period of time, and you'll just hear chorus of clicking. They are constant, and they are very spammy, and they have not died out in the VR world, so they are definitely invading that game. I don't think a lot of people appreciate it, unless you appreciate the meme. But now, because of the popularity of the meme, there's a lot of Uganda Knuckles, so there's the blue Uganda Knuckles, which is not Sonic, it's just a blue Uganda Knuckles. You'll see purple, yellow, extremely gigantic Knuckles. You'll see Knuckles made out of other Knuckles. You'll see neon Knuckles and demonetization symbol Knuckles. So there's a lot of variety here. Just to give you an example of what some of it sounds like, I'm just going to play a little bit of time for it so you get an idea of how annoying it is.
Do you know the way of the devil? Do you know the way of the devil? Hey, John, big pee-pee.
Do not speak. We must pray for this one. We must pray for this one.
You are an evil man.
It is the new commander.
Commander.
You are the new commander.
So, as you can
I think you know the way, Mr. Honey Addicted Man. Are you the queen? She is our queen. Everyone, shut up. The queen is singing.
Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. I can't remember.
Everyone, clap for the queen. There are two queens. There can be two queens.
There is only one queen.
Wait, what? This is the fake queen. You are the fake queen.
Hey, Joe, this penis for the queen. The queen takes this penis. Do not move. We want to see the way.
Want to see the way in your buttocks? My Buddha, this is the way.
Oh, this is definitely the way.
My Buddha,
This is the fucking way. Yo, my niggas, come here, get his ass.
See, a lot of people are using it and they're menaces, and it's quite frankly very annoying. So, a lot of people have issues with Uganda Knuckles for obvious reasons. It is a pretty racist meme. I mean, you take all these stereotypes from different African cultures and you put it all together. It's basically kids talking with fake, I don't even know, accents. It's supposed to mimic Ugandan accents. They're supposed to be these warriors and tribal people that spit on people. But it's so offensive that a lot of people consider it funny. It kind of brings back the anti-PC culture that people have been experiencing lately. It's actually so offensive that skins for the character were blocked from Roblox due to its offensive beginnings. But it's also an interesting meme to dissect because it's so offensive. In a seminar by Kevin Maurer that I went to in March of last year, he was describing generational differences. I'm just going to talk about millennials and Gen Y for right now. The main, not the main difference, but a very big difference between millennials and Gen Z, is the PC culture back and forth. Millennials didn't invent PC cultures or political correctness, but they did take it to a very, very extreme place. You can see this a lot of times on Tumblr, where people will just make up stuff to be offended by that's not even true. You say something maybe a little bit off color, or you misspeak, and people are throwing you under the bus. And it's become a problem to the point that if you hear someone say what you said is offensive, it's kind of just like noise now. Like, a lot of people don't even register it. It's gotten to the point where now that if you say something that's extremely offensive, it's hilarious. Now, this isn't new. Borat was a huge cultural success because he's offending people on purpose. He's just being offensive. His movie caused Kazakhstan to actually ban the movie because of how offensive it was for their culture, but they did actually admit that it helped their tourism because it put them on the map. And that's just an example of like troll culture and offensiveness. But if that movie came out a few years ago, I don't think it would have been as successful as it was because people just freak out over stupid stuff now. Now, because of this, and I think even people in the Gen Y / millennial generation feel this, where they're more likely to ignore just ridiculous noise like that or ridiculous complaining. But Gen Z really, really has taken it. And Gen Z is people who were born after 2000. So they're actually supposed to be 1995 to about 2010. But it kind of starts more around 2000. But they have taken this and they've said, this is dumb. We would rather be honest and have open communication. And we're anti-political correctness. I think they are politically correct to the point that it's appropriate, but I think they don't freak out over the little things. It hinders communication. It hinders people telling them how they feel and being honest and open. And it really does hurt conversation. I mean, how can you be honest with someone if they're going to freak out with you over something so small and stupid that it's just like, why even bother talking to that person? So there's this push and pull between the two generations. And I think this Uganda Knuckles kind of shows that we're going a little bit back to that, or that Gen Z is taking that back, because we did have a lot of racist and offensive memes a few years ago, or probably 6 or 7 years ago. When I first was on Tumblr, you would see offensive memes all the time. And then as it progressed, the memes were there, but they were, I don't know, not really offensive. They're a little boring. We had Doge, we had, petting dogs, we had Can I Have a Cheeseburger, we had the brain expanding. I mean, it's just stuff that only lasts for a little while and then it gets old. I think a little bit is because it's not offensive enough or it's not funny. The last really offensive meme that I remember was Pepe the Frog, and realistically, he was gross, but I never thought he was offensive. Still confused as to why Pepe became a symbol of the alt-right after 2 tweets. Yes, I did look at the Know Your Meme. I'm still confused as the whole process as to why he had to have a funeral and became a symbol for Nazis. It doesn't make any sense. So he would be the last thing I would have considered to be an offensive meme. This Uganda Knuckles, however, is kind of bringing that back. We can also see with the Tide Pod memes where people were pretending that Tide Pods were delicious food and then they started putting them in their mouth. We might be heading in an area where bizarre, unusual, offensive behavior are the new memes of the generation. Just a side note, I was looking on Twitter and hashtag why I ate a Tide Pod is trending. So you can see how much effect these weird, bizarre memes have on the larger population. I have a suspicion that Gen Z's anti-PC backlash is going to start to become the centerfold of a lot of memes going forward. I think they'll be offensive to the point where it's funny. I remember actually watching the video of the Uganda Knuckles and I kind of gasped because, it's like so shockingly racist, but it was funny to me. And I think a lot of people are sick of the political correctness of the last few years and just feeling trapped in what you want to say and how you want to say it. Yeah, you could argue, well, you're not a part of that, culture, so of course you're going to think it's funny. And like, yes, but then the creator of Who Killed Captain Alex has been sharing these memes all over the place. He loves them. I'm Jewish. I laugh about a lot of offensive Jewish jokes. It doesn't mean I appreciate anti-Semitic behavior, but I can laugh at a joke or two when given in a specific time frame. Like if someone was doing it over and over and over again, I'd probably get pretty pissed, but every once in a while, it's funny. Okay? It just is. You have to laugh at yourself every once in a while, otherwise your butt's just going to explode from all the pressure that's building up inside of you. I also think that this meme has been so strong because of the way that it is in terms of, one, you need a community to do it. It's not funny when there's only one Knuckles annoying people. It's funny when there's swarms just swarming the entire area. The other thing is that it's a physical thing, so you do VR, you go around annoying people. It's not just a photoshopped picture, such as a lot of other memes, like the petting dog meme, where people were photoshopping hands that were petting dogs onto random images. It's a really strong outlet because it's perfect for trolling. It's offensive. You can actually do stuff with it. It's not just Photoshop, and there's a community behind it. You have to have a community to do it. So that's just interesting to look at and to see why these memes are so strong. I think as we go along with virtual reality and creating these games or these memes, you're going to see a lot more memes that are more interactive, that you can use in different situations, or that you could have a community to use it for. I could just be talking out of my butt, to be honest. It could just be that this meme just got popular because it was so shocking. But I guess we'll see if the generational shift does change into some more offensive memes. I think it'll be a back and forth where there's just so many offensive memes that people will pull back and say, okay, it's not shocking anymore. It's not funny. But this meme is perfect for trolling, and I think things might maybe get more and more offensive just for the shock value. So we'll see. It's been an interesting ride with Uganda Knuckles. Now, since Knuckles is based off of the Sonic the Hedgehog series, you would think, well, what does the company say about this? And they are taking it pretty well. They're actually using other memes to promote donating to Ugandan charities. They combined the Uganda Knuckles meme with the brain expanding meme, and they captioned this is on their social media. They captioned it, let us show you the way to make the world a better place, and then they link a link that has a number of Ugandan charities that you can choose to donate to. I think this is a great way of taking a meme with maybe bad publicity and turning it around into people donating. And you have big YouTubers who participated in the Ugandan Knuckles who are sharing this. So I think it's good. I think it'll bring a lot of change. Maybe not change, but I think it'll bring a lot of donations into things that need it and bring attention to issues that maybe wouldn't have attention previously to this. Sort of like how Kazakhstan got a lot more tourism after Borat came out. There are positive side effects to having offensive memes. A lot of people take offense to them, and it causes other issues. So that's really it for today. I'm not sure how often I'll be uploading. This was kind of my first round, so I'll probably sound like I'm talking way too fast and then I'm really nervous, because that's how I feel. But if you enjoyed, please subscribe and share. I will link different Ugandan Knuckles videos in the description. Please also donate to my Patreon if you have a few dollars. It would really help me to create better content and really practice how I'm going to be doing these podcasts. It's definitely an interesting challenge to try to do this. Thank you and have a great day.